For years, these three women, Chris, Allison, and Sarah, suffered in silence with an embarrassing secret. They did not feel pleasure with sex. They felt excruciating pain.
It's very, very dry and just extremely, extremely painful.
Intense burning.
Almost like it felt like the tissue was raw.
The best way to describe it is having sandpaper rubbed on an open wound.
And they say that unbearable vaginal pain can extend beyond sex to everyday activities like walking. Even light contact from their blue jeans can be agonizing to bear.
Riding a bike, sitting for long periods. Something just as light as touching the area with a Q-tip will, send women kind of flying off the exam table.
But all the women say what's almost harder than the physical pain is the emotional toll of suffering from such a mysterious condition without a clear diagnosis.
Having doctors tell you there's nothing wrong even though you know there's something wrong, it's beyond frustrating and it's heartbreaking.
25-year-old Sarah Fontaine of New York City went to 15 different doctors in a desperate search for answers. Some of those doctors said it was psychological.
I was either on medicine, being treated for something I didn't have, or I was being told that it's all in your head.
I'd look around and say there's no way that everybody's walking around with this kind of pain.
Chris Veasley of Providence, Rhode Island, also struggled to find a diagnosis. Remarkably, 5 years into her relationship with her college sweetheart, Melvin, they still had never had sexual intercourse. It was just too painful. But it didn't stop them from getting married.
I guess that's real love, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a very difficult decision because you never know. Sex is an important part of a relationship, but it's not the most important part of a relationship.
Still, Chris and Melvin say they found other ways to be sexually intimate. But the desperate search for a diagnosis for this inexplicable pain can either pull a couple closer together or tear them apart. Sarah and her husband, Afshin, say their marriage was seriously strained by her mysterious sexual pain.
All the results are coming back negative. I would come back and I would tell him, and he would just automatically assume it was him. I'm not attracted to him anymore.
And the men aren't the only ones doubting themselves. Allison Nugent of Tacoma Park, Maryland.
Part of what makes you a woman is having female sexual organs, and when they're not working properly, it's kind of an assault on your ego as a woman.
It was an assault on her marriage, too.
You're very open about the fact that this was part of the reason you got divorced, your first marriage failed.
I think so. I mean, it certainly added a tremendous amount of stress to the marriage. I mean, handling a serious illness or a chronic pain condition is difficult no matter what. But handling a chronic pain condition when nobody can tell you what it is you have or how to treat it is just, beyond the pale.